I think it works. I think it's effective. I think that the music video is perfectly unsettling. Howdy, meowers.
Howdy, everybody.
I'm Willoughbie with an IE.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have thought it was with an IE, but thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome.
People must get that wrong a lot, Willoughbie, for you to immediately provide the spelling. I'm Devin with an IN.
Nice. Well, today I heard, just, somehow, that we're doing October K-pop comebacks. Is that correct?
Oh my god, yes, that's true. But because of the way you worded that, can I give a fun fact to everybody?
Sure.
It's not really a fun fact. I don't know what you would call it. I would call it a today I learned, or I was today years old, but I actually learned it yesterday. So that's not exactly accurate. But did you know, if you're watching a YouTube video and you hold down right click, it fast forwards.
It fast forwards?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
It's like as if you changed the speed to be faster, but then if you let go of right click, it will stop. So it's like you're fast forwarding.
Huh.
And I didn't remember to take the time to check. I was wondering, does that mean if I hold down left click, it would rewind? Because that would be incredible. That would be not mind breaking. That would be it would be I don't know the word. Something that
would blow your mind.
Well, yes. It would be crazy. But yeah, we are talking about not that today. We're talking about October comebacks. There were quite a few of them.
There were quite a few. Today we're talking about 12, I believe.
Wow, okay.
So we are not, I don't have the specific order of who released what first. I've got some order here, but it's completely random.
Okay.
So we're gonna start.
Wait. Before anyone jumps, please keep listening. Don't jump forward to the part with your group yet, Listen to this as well, because I'm not going to repeat it every single time. I just want to say, disclaimer time.
Oh boy.
These groups that we're talking about today, there aren't many here that are really in the fandoms for. So I have a bit more of an outsider's perspective for some of them. And I mean, to put it harshly, my choices today were either to not speak, to lie, or to possibly hurt some people's feelings. So,
oh no. Okay.
I'm not gonna be. I'm not being cruel, but I'm just saying sometimes people don't want you to have disliked anything that their group put out, right? And I'm just saying today, listen to last month's comeback episode if you want to hear glowing reviews.
I think that for me, there are many groups that I personally am a fan of. I am in the fandom. But then the other small chunk is I listen, I'm a casual listener, so it's not I just checked them out because they had a comeback, but I was curious and I knew I probably would like it, but I don't know much about the people or whatnot.
Yeah, see, for me, it's it's either casual listener or it's I checked it out because they have a comeback.
Okay. Well, we're going to start with Just Be.
Okay, starting strong.
Yes, because they finally had their first official full style comeback after almost a year.
Wow, too long.
Too long, but worth the wait.
Definitely.
Because they released their mini album, Nanugi, which is divide, the actual they use the division symbol. The last album, Me, had the equal symbol, or Nanun was the album. Nun album, Me equals Nanun was the title. So they had the equal symbol. In this album, they have divide. So the whole concept is divide, share, that sort of message. And the title track, Medusa.
Oh, Medusa.
Yeah, oh, Medusa. I will start.
Okay.
Can I start with this? Okay. I'm going to keep it mostly on not the other songs in the album like we usually do, because I am hoping to get the track by track up at some point.
Woo,
if I said that I was going, thank you. If I said I was gonna do, I'm Willoughbie.
I was just happy for the track by track by Cordy Roy.
I'm just letting the people know. If I like, you know, in the past said, like, if you're still anticipating a track by track and it didn't happen yet, I'm terribly sorry. Maybe at some point I will do that, but it takes so much time and effort that, like, I didn't get around to it. But, you know, I probably will do it on that eventually. But anyway, I'm hoping to get the Just Be one out soon.
So about just Medusa then?
Yes, Medusa. I love Medusa. I think I love the song. It's so good. Just Be does such a great job. The performance is great. The music video is great. They're going with the whole environmental awareness concept, which is new and fresh, and, you know, a good cause. And
reduce, reuse, recycle.
So, yep. You should talk about that because that's just brilliant what they did in the music video. I don't really have anything bad to say except for the fact that unfortunately they've barely promoted this song. And, you know, I don't know if it is because of like what I've seen people surmise that they just don't get invited to, or like, you know, they're not top priority because there are so many other bigger artists that like get a chance to fill the slots at the music shows.
Rude.
I don't know, like it might have something to do with budget and that, like it could all tie in. I don't know, but I hope that it reaches enough people without the promo anyway, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I loved it as well. I know I just gave that disclaimer and I scared everybody. I scared their pants off. But no, I loved this. At first, I thought it sounded a little bit too much. I know some people would say, how can it be too much? But a little bit too much like a One Direction song.
Which I'm all here for.
Right. See, so you wouldn't say too much like a One Direction song. That's not possible. But yeah, sometimes I'm just kind of like, it just sounds like One Direction, and that like it bores me a little bit. But hearing it multiple times, like it's fallen past that into like a better place. And I just think it's so catchy. But even more so than all that, I think that the like way that they perform it, like the emotion that they have, like their execution, basically, I think the execution is so great that that's what makes it, you know, even better to me. I just think they do a fantastic job. If you saw the Meow Monthly for October, I recommended one of the Medusa stage performances because I just thought, when I watched it, I just thought, wow,
yeah,
that's good.
It is good. Like they just are really going for it.
Yeah.
And it really helps to make the performance just that much better, seeing the energy that they're bringing. And I recommended they actually did a little concert in the practice room where they like performed the songs from their new album, because I'm guessing they decided to do that because they haven't been to many music shows. And yeah, like they haven't had a chance to really do much other promo. So I thought that was really great and really fun. So you should check that out. And I think that you should also check out the other music video they released, which is Youth. And they actually have a music video for Camellia. We talked about that in, I think, episode 6 maybe, of the BlushCat podcast, because that was like a pre-release, but it was released way back in April. So it took until October for their album to finally come out. But that's a great music video and a great song. But the Youth music video and song, okay, like the music video wasn't, but the song is made by DY, who made Camellia. So Youth got a music video too. and that's really fun. And I was really hoping they would do a music video for that. Like, I imagined like a self-cam style, and it's pretty much that type of like, you know, vibe. So it's great. It fits perfectly with the song, and I'm really glad that they like did a video for that. But I thought of obviously the other you know, unfortunate thing.
Oh, which is what?
And just the fact that Songwoo isn't in either the
yeah.
Medusa or Youth music videos, but he is in the song, and he is now like he's with them for promo and on stage performances and stuff.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were gonna say the first time you said the unfortunate
Right,
thing.
I'm so sorry, Songwoo. It was, you know, yeah, you're in it now, so.
But yeah, the Medusa music video as well. I think maybe this is what you wanted me to, like you were saying I should mention, because you thought that I would, but I almost forgot about it. I like how so the whole music video, they're like trying to get some water. And so they're finding all these water bottles, but they're all empty. But then they get the water at the end of the music video, and then they throw the water bottle. At the end, it looks like the beginning again, and DY has the water bottle. So it's like they recycled the water bottle back into use and stuff again, but it's like looks like the music video is starting over again.
Right, and the song starts playing again.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like the beginning all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just if you're listening, we noticed that. We recognize that.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Cool. Because like in general, it could just be like, oh, look, and now it's starting again. But like if you think about like recycling, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. So I thought that was funny and cute. And yeah, Youth is what the other one's called. Youth, I think the music video for that, I once again was like, oh wow, I'm seeing like, I really can tell how much this group likes One Direction, because it seemed like they had like One Direction influences. I mean, they probably didn't even like, it's not like they were like, oh, let's make a music video like One Direction, but like to me the like playful dancing sort of vibes that they were doing and stuff seemed like One Direction type of, you know, group snippets. And I think that that type of music video, we've been seeing a lot of that lately. Like it seems really trendy and popular, but everyone's doing it in like a slightly different way.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
The LA vibe didn't bother me at all for that one.
Yeah, it really didn't. It seemed more just like it had just B vibes,
right?
But they were in LA, rather than one that can seem like, let's make it like sort of like LA, like we're in LA,
yeah.
And like those are the like forefront of the vibes,
right?
But yeah, so they were in LA, like so many other people have been. But yeah, it wasn't that in your face. I think this song, it was just sort of like, oh, okay, nice.
Oh, okay.
Well, because it's like that kind of song. So for me, I'm always just kind of like, yeah, sure.
You wait until the track by track.
I'm sure it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah. So everybody stan Just Be. Just, you know, support their comeback. Check it out. Stream Medusa. Thank you. We're now moving on. We're gonna talk about BILLIE.
Okay.
So we never got a chance to talk about their September release, which was BYOB, Bring Your Own Best Friend. They more recently released Dang Hocus Pocus, and so it's just, they've got the two new songs. So we're going to be talking about both. Well, let's see. BYOB, I'll say I really like both. I think that they're really nice and different, but they like different from what people are doing, except kind of not. BYOB is kind of, you know, the vibe that's trendy, sort of like the youth vibe in a way. Yeah. But, you know, they put the BILLIE spin on both of these songs. So they're still, I think, very BILLIE. And that's a good thing. I like when groups have strong, distinct concepts. And why don't you talk about like the music videos or the actual song before any stages, if you've seen any?
Okay. So yeah, I agree with a lot of what you're saying about how it seemed like they were doing, the first thing I thought was, oh, this is unique. This is different with both of the songs. And that was until I thought it's unique and different and it's like otherworldly, like BILLIE. That is until I saw like every other girl group that was having a comeback this month, and I thought, oh wow, okay, this sound again, this. So there is a trend of the retro. So we've been talking about it already for the past couple of months. Some people here and there have been having songs with this sort of sound, but I do still think that BILLIE did an excellent job. I actually like both of the songs, and I think I like, surprisingly, BYOB Bring Your Own Best Friend better than the other one, even though that one's more upbeat. And the first time that I heard BYOB Bring Your Own Best Friend, I really was expecting and or thought that they would say BYOB Bring Your Own Bestie. But I get it because they say best friend and then they rhyme it like in the next line with, I don't know, they might be saying boyfriend or something like that. So I get it, and it doesn't even feel that much like they need to say bestie anymore when I hear it. It still could have worked, but I feel like I might have actually liked it less because I wouldn't really have wanted them to be talking about besties, just because that's not really a word that I use. But no, I really liked that one. I think it's really chill and like ethereal, but just like done in a really like interesting and listenable way. Like I don't find it boring.
I agree.
Yeah, it's just really like groovy and I like it. And then the other one, the Hocus Pocus one, Dang Hocus Pocus, is that what it's called? It's good as well, but I just find it a little bit more like, okay, another BILLIE song, like so the other one stood out more to me, basically.
Yeah,
and I really liked it.
I agree. I do prefer BYOB Bring Your Own Best Friend. Listening to it nonstop, quite literally. Like it's got like, yeah, I agree, like the ethereal, dreamlike sort of, it's got like this garden type vibe. And it's just, yeah, it's a really good listen. And so they did only do, I think, like one stage of that, because Dang Hocus Pocus is the one that they are like actually promoting more. So I thought all of their stages so far have been really great. They have a lot of stage presence, and it really is making the whole thing more exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't actually remember. I tried to like at least hop in to a stage performance for each of the things we're talking about, but now that I think about it, I don't remember if I saw one for this. But I'm sure it was good because they do have a lot of stage presence. They're good with the facial expressions and everything. The energy, they're really good with.
Yeah, I think that Haruna is really getting her moment. Like they have two members that are not in either song, so she kind of like, I think a lot of the other members are like, really carrying through that. Like they're they're still standing out in their own way, even though their group isn't the size that it usually is. But it doesn't like seem like, oh, there's people that aren't here for this performance. Like they still have the energy and they're still doing a good job,
Yeah.
I think it's really good. And I also think the next group, we're kind of talking a lot about ones that I really like, some of my favorites right at the beginning. So we're going to move to ONF.
Okay, ONF.
So this is ONF's first comeback after the military.
Yeah. Good for them.
Yeah. They had their EP Love Effect, and that is also the name of the title. And so they had the music video for that, and they promoted that, and they also promoted Dum Dum De Rum a little bit. I don't know if they only have one stage for that or if there's more, but I've seen one.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Well, what did you think about Love Effect?
Okay, Love Effect. Yeah, see, because ONF did the smart thing, and they all went to the military at the same time, and so they could just all come back. So basically, I just thought classic ONF. I saw it and I just thought, oh, okay, this is ONF. Maybe it's kind of their way of saying, hey, look, guys, we're still the same people. We're still gonna make the same stuff. Some of us might look like we just came out of the military, but otherwise, we're still the same group, and we still make the same music. It sounds like this, and that's what I thought about it. I don't know that much about ONF, so my exposure to them is pretty much like Road to Kingdom, and so to me, I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, this is just like what you always do, and it's good in that same sense. Like, their stuff is always good sounding, I think, but just not necessarily something that I'm gonna like go and specifically seek out to listen to. But I never have any problems with it. I didn't have a problem with this. The only problem that I had was that there was too much CGI at the end of the music video. I was like, okay, there's too much CGI. It looks fake and dumb. But besides that, it was good.
I said that I really like this one. I thought, like, I was glad to hear it did still sound like an ONF song. They didn't, like, change their sound or something after the military. That would have been kind of weird if they randomly did that, but they didn't do it. And, you know, it sounded like Beautiful, Beautiful and Complete, which are other like title tracks that they had in the past that I really, really like, and I think a lot of people really, really liked those. So they kind of know what they're doing, I think, and it's just, I thought their live stages, like on music shows and stuff, were really fun. I like the choreography. There's a lot of like fun moments, and I don't really like prefer the music video's like general aesthetic, but there are like some parts that I like, and one of the parts that I specifically like is when Wyatt is in like the diner and then he comes out and joins. Like, I think that's a neat part, that it's all kind of like one, you know, he's in there and then he walks out and then they do the dance.
You know, that's what they try to, you know how if you try to type something into any like K-pop group / music video into YouTube search bar, they will find some way to screw it up.
Oh yeah.
Well, when I was trying to search ONF Love Effect, the thing that actually, you know, that they want you to type is one Love Effect, like ONE. So, and you just said it's like one, and I was like, that's what YouTube thinks.
Yeah. So I thought it was good. I thought their EP was good. I thought the Dum 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 stage was good. I like that song. You know, they've got like such bright, refreshing energy that it's like good to see. It doesn't seem like a song that would be released in October, but at the same time it's kind of like a nice break.
Yeah. So we have another one to add to the list, Dum Dum Diddy Rum, with Dum Daram and Dum Di Dum Di, and what else is there? I mean, Doo 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 Doo, but that's a little bit different.
Yeah, I actually do have a recommendation for everybody. If you are curious, maybe you are a Shawwal and you love SHINee, or maybe you are a Fuse but just happened to miss out on this, but they had some sort of performance on the Kpop 2 channel, and so it's like monthly the stage, and they did a cover of SHINee's Sherlock, and you might be thinking, ooh, I don't really want to see anybody else besides SHINee do Sherlock. Or you might be thinking like it's really hard to do SHINee, but I thought that they did a really good job.
Oh, nice.
So I really enjoyed that.
And now that is a song for October.
Yeah.
Well, or just like fall.
Yeah. Let's move on to IVE.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've moved on.
Oh.
I'm there now.
Okay. You know that, well, all of you meowers should know that we already discussed their Either Way music video in one of our previous episodes, because that was one of the pre-releases, and they, are finally back with the actual IVE Mine EP. So between when we released that episode and this episode now, they had the Off the Record music video, which was still not their title. It was just a pre-release. Well, okay, I guess they're all titles. They did the triple title thing that's so popular now. And so
popular.
Yeah. And so the actual biggest most title is Baddie. So there's a music video for that too. Why don't you share your thoughts?
Okay, but first, you're getting whiplash with where I've been bouncing around today, but groundbreaking. That's the word I was trying to think of earlier when I was talking about the mouse clicks on YouTube. Groundbreaking. It would be groundbreaking if you could rewind. But anyway, I thought of it because you said we already talked about Either Way, and that video was groundbreaking. Yeah. But Baddie, I'm talking about Baddie or I'm talking about Off the Record?
Talk about Off the Record, please.
Okay. Off the Record, this one is got that same sort of sound, the retro sound vibe that I feel like you get with the BILLIE songs, and that I also feel like you got with Luna's song that we talked about before. Oh, or sorry, Lucemble, although I think that the courts told them that they were allowed to use the name Luna as well. But Lucemble Sensitive, and then the BILLIE songs, and then this song Off the Record, I feel like all have similar genre or vibe or whatever. And I like it, but at the same time, I'm starting to feel a little bit like, I've seen it too much. Like the more iterations of it I see, the more I'm like, okay, I get it. But I do enjoy it more than I enjoyed the whole, which is still kind of going on as well, but the whole trend that the boy groups were doing of the retro sound that was more of like the jingle jangly, like do do do, sort of retro. I do like this retro more. And I think that it's nice. I probably like this music video better than the Baddie one. But I don't know. I don't really have much more to say on it. I think they did a good job. I like Either Way the best, though. Probably, if we're going to talk about like the 3 title tracks. That one's still my favorite.
Okay. I agree with a lot of what you said. I think Off the Record is sound-wise very similar to BILLIE, BYOB, and Bring Your Own Best Friend. And, they give off the same vibe, and it is a good vibe that I like. So, I have enjoyed the live stages on music shows. They've done a lot of promo, which is great for Off the Record and Baddie. I think I checked out all the stages, actually, if we're being real. I thought the styling for everything was fun, and everybody has kind of their moment and a standout in their own way. And I do wish they would have done a little more with Either Way instead of just kind of, they didn't entirely drop it because they had this thing I talked about, like the 360 sound stage or whatever they called it, which was on Inkigayo, which I don't know literally why Inkigayo out of all the music shows is doing a sound related content, but okay. And also they had their last broadcast to finish promo. They went on Inkigayo and they were actually doing Baddie, but they won with Either Way, so they did their encore stage of that, and that was really good. Wow. So I really like the Off the Record music video. I think the aesthetics are something really different. It's kind of almost like the Valentine Cupid concept that we don't like. I feel like that color palette isn't common in K-pop videos, even though the concept might be. But yeah, the Baddie video, it was my least favorite of the 3. Yeah. But I do like the cats, but it's just a little creepy.
Yeah, I only watched it one time because I didn't like it, and it was, a lot of it had to do with the cats. I just didn't like, it's a very specific look like the way that the cats were, you know, animated or whatever, like the way that the whole thing is being displayed, like it's an artistic element that I just don't personally like the aesthetic of. Like it didn't make me want to watch it. I guess is the best way to put it.
I think the fact that they kept bringing the cats up and like they even, you know, carried it through onto the music show performances, I thought it really helped Baddie be even like, you know, it gave it this vibe, which I appreciated.
Okay.
And the song itself is definitely very catchy.
Yeah, I think the song is catchy and it's definitely grown on me. Like, I like the song. It has sort of a understated vibe when it gets to the chorus and stuff, you know? It's like it's just sort of still chill, but I think it's done in an effective way that it still is nice to listen to. A lot of the times, if the chorus doesn't deliver for me, I think it's the song is ruined. I talk about that a lot, but this one, like, even though it doesn't, like, you know, go crazy at the chorus or something, I think it's done it's executed in a way that I still like. My biggest problem, besides like the music video and the cats, is I just didn't really vibe with the styling very much. I actually finally saw, I haven't been watching all the stages and stuff, but I had watched one or two Baddie things and I was just like, yeah, I don't know if I really like the styling that much. But I finally saw a stage that I thought, ooh, okay. Here I feel like the styling is delivering. They look like they're cool, but it's still like pretty and interesting. A lot of the styling that's been trendy right now, it's not even an IVE thing because SSERAFIM is going to be doing it later. There's just been a new trend with the girl group styling that I can't really even describe it, but I just don't like it. And so like it just looks kind of like cheap to me, like cheap. I don't know, like it doesn't look fancy or like high fashion or like cool like elements of clothing. It looks like chintzy, you know? So yeah, chintzy is probably the best word that I could come up with. And so sometimes it seemed like that and I just wasn't vibing with it. But I did see one stage that I liked.
What color was it?
I like dark purple, I think, or like black and dark purple, or like something like that. Like Ray had purple glittery like eye makeup. So there was purple element to some degree, but I don't remember if they were dark purple or if they were black with dark purple accents, like the outfits. I don't remember, but I like that. So yeah, overall it was like, I just think I always compare things to like other people's stuff. Like, I mean, I compare people's things to their other things, and I have liked other things from IVE better than this, but it still was good.
Okay, so that's all for IVE. And remember that you can go ahead and listen to, it must have been our September comeback episode, right? Where we talked about Either Way. So if you want to hear us praising that music video, go ahead and listen to that episode. And now we are going to talk about T by T because they had their comeback with the name chapter Free Fall. So, yeah, that's the name of their EP. Their title track is Chasing That Feeling. They also had a music video that was released in July called Do It Like That. And believe it or not, it actually features the Jonas Brothers. It's with the Jonas Brothers, and that is actually on this EP. And they have another song that they're promoting called Back for More, but it's the T by T version because I didn't know that there was another version released, but I guess there was with somebody else, I'm assuming. I didn't hear that, but like the T by T version is the one on the album. So,
interesting.
Let's start with the music video for Chasing That Feeling.
British.
Okay.
It doesn't even matter where it was actually taking place to me. I finally connected the dots in my mind of T by T, and it's British. From their Harry Potter influences to their like, you know, rock singing influences. I'm getting a lot of like European, British, you know, whatever that like music genre would be, vibes from them. Well, there's more than one music genre, honestly. But yeah, so I just sort of got British vibes from it. Like, you know, this isn't accurate at all to say this. I was gonna say, you know, like the Beatles. But I mean, like, when I see like them on the street, like in the music video, that is what I would mean by Beatles vibes. But it doesn't sound like the Beatles. But
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, that, whatever that is. So it wasn't
not
really...
like One Direction though.
Right, not like One Direction. Like British rock.
Yeah.
From like the 70s or 80s or something. And so yeah, it just wasn't exactly my cup of tea. But I mean, I've definitely liked T by T songs less than that. So
okay.
Because for everyone at home, I'm not trying to hate on T by T, but I just have historically never been a fan of any of their stuff, really. So, yeah, I like this one better than Sugar Rush Ride.
Okay.
So that's something.
I was a fan of Sugar Rush Ride. I thought it was a great comeback. And, you know, I was, like, glad that they came back with that after the one they had come back with before that. And so I was anticipating this release again. And I think that Chasing That Feeling, although I must say it is somewhat basic. I will go there. I will say that because I mean it's the, you know, 80s style sound, nothing fresh at this point in K-pop or generally in music, no offense. Yeah. But I really enjoy it. I thought that it was a great comeback and I think that their album is good as well. I think that the music video, it bothers me a little because I don't like the aesthetic. Which is my problem with, you know, generally music videos that I dislike. It's because of the just aesthetic and vibe. But I thought, like, maybe some people could, you know, dislike it because of the magic elements that they have. Ooh. But for me, that really enhanced the video.
Okay.
It was, like, you know, giving it something to look at other than the city that they were in. Or, like, you know, the weird... all the graphics of everything breaking and stuff. So I liked that part of the music video. I got Stranger Things vibes, especially with, you know, Hyun and Kai being in the group. Right. But I have been enjoying the stage performances and, you know, this comeback in general. I think the choreography is, you know, it's not like groundbreaking or outstanding choreography, but I really like Hyun and Kai's part at the end.
I call that the surprise egg.
Yeah.
Because it's like in the game Party Animals, you have to roll the gacha and you get like it's like a vending machine thing where you get like a little egg that you can open up and it's like pop and they pop out.
Yeah. So it's like when it's timed just so perfectly with the music and so like he goes like whoosh, and all the members fly out and it's really good.
Effective.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone even really can see Hyun and Kai as a Mike from Stranger Things if they don't like remember /see/ are thinking of him with black hair, like you know, like because he has blonde hair right now.
Right.
So I feel like we've already made the connection previously.
Yeah.
But like if we hadn't, I don't know if we would have thought that at this point.
Yeah. And
yeah, how you say that the aesthetics of the music video are like most likely to influence whether you like it or not, or like, you know, are most likely to make you not like it.
Right.
Yeah, I just sometimes when we're doing these things and it sounds like I'm like super critical and not liking things a lot, it has to do with the aesthetics a lot. It's either the aesthetics or it's the specific vocal tone that someone's using. But yeah, sometimes I just feel kind of bad that like I am not liking as many things as I am. And a lot of it has to do with the aesthetics, because I often think, yeah, if I hadn't seen this stuff and if I had only heard the song, I probably would have liked it more. And so like I feel like I judge K-pop stuff so much more harshly because I see so many visual elements attached to it than if I were just hearing songs on the radio. I would just have the song and I wouldn't even know, like, if the people are dressed in outfits that I absolutely can't stand, like I wouldn't ever know that. But with K-pop, the aesthetics mean a lot, and so it's kind of fair, I guess, that I judge it that much. But there are a lot of instances where I think, yeah, if I had only heard this, I probably would have just been like, yeah, sure. But like seeing it, I'm like, yeah, I don't really like it.
Well, the Back for More stages that they did, I saw a couple of those, and like I like listening to the song. It's I think it's another all English song, and that's why they're promoting it, because they did that with Devil by the Window. So I think it's that same like situation. They also have an English version of Chasing That Feeling, which I actually do quite enjoy. It just like I don't really, the Back for More stages aren't giving enough for me to like really be like, oh yeah, I loved watching that, it was so exciting. But it's not a bad song. And the last thing, I guess, because we never talked about it, the Do It Like That music video, I don't have any problems with the song. This collab didn't bother me at all. I'm not like, yes, T by T collabed with the Jonas Brothers. But I'm not like, T by T collabed with the Jonas Brothers. I'm just like, okay, they released a song and it sounds good. The music video is not offensive. Yeah.
I completely forgot they had done that. I've never seen it. I was always avoiding it, and then when it came time to be like, we're gonna be talking about T by T, like that was the furthest thing from my mind. Like,
yeah. I avoided it because I thought they were going to make it so much like the aesthetic that I could not tolerate. And I didn't want the song to sound like just a mess, like too much not T by T, but it sounded enough like a T by T song, and like it didn't bother me. It didn't seem like they were overly trying to do something that wasn't suitable for either group, I guess.
That's good.
Yeah. So now let's talk about Chuu and her official like post Luna for now solo debut. So Chuu had the Howl EP, and she had 3 music videos, one for Underwater, one for Howl, one for Hitchhiker. Howl is like the main song. I guess I'll just share my thoughts. So I will just say I like it. I think she did a nice job, and it's really good to see, like, her. I didn't expect this from her, first of all. Like, I didn't know this is the style that she would be going with, but it actually works well, and it's nice to see her doing something that I didn't expect. And so the Underwater music video was the first one, and all the music videos are related. And when I saw the aesthetics of that, I was like, I don't think that I'm going to care for like this concept if this is the aesthetic. But as I saw the other 2 music videos, and I saw kind of like the doodly vibes and like the little monster creature and like her styling, and it was all tying together, it became like its own story, and I'm okay with it, even though the aesthetic isn't like, it's not stylistically something I prefer the vibes of, but at the same time I do appreciate it because it's strong enough of a vibe that it has its own story. And the songs themselves, like I said, I think they're really good. Howl is really good. I heard her doing it on that Imujin's show that he has, and wow, that was really great to just hear her vocals like without like it sounding like the way that it does in the music video. Like it was completely different. So when I heard the song when it was actually released, I was like, oh, I didn't expect it to have so much extra, but it's good and I like it.
Okay. I mean, besides that last part where you're talking about that show that I haven't seen, I have been silently nodding my head along with everything that you said because surprisingly, like, I didn't even think that's exactly what you were going to be meaning at first, but like, it feels like you really came around and finished your thought as the way that I am thinking. I like, at first you sounded very much like you were like, oh, I don't think I would like it. And I didn't really think that because I didn't have any clue what to expect. I don't know anything about Chuu. So it's interesting to hear that you were surprised that that's what her style would be like, because I was thinking when I was watching it, like I was surprised that that's what it was, but I was like thinking, I wonder if I should have known, you know, like if I knew Chuu, would this be normal? But it's not. Or it's unexpected, at least. I thought just watching through the 3 music videos that the whole aesthetic overall of the video, so not even just her styling, but like the whole videos as a vibe, was done really well and was really interesting. And yeah, even though I'm not like, oh, I loved her outfits or like, oh, I love this style of music video, I just think that they did a really good job. And I think they really fit the songs. I thought it was interesting that one of the songs had subtitles on it.
Yeah.
I did find it a teensy bit distracting. I was like, I want to read the lyrics, so I'm not looking at this other stuff as much. But I was curious about the lyrics for the other 2 songs, because I thought that they would be pretty meaningful. Like it seemed like they would be meaningful, but I didn't like turn the captions on. But for that other one, I like was forced to see the meaning. And I actually, like the first couple of lines, it hit me just like the stupid Lucemble one did. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, it's crazy because I don't even really know the Luna girls that much, and I don't really even know their story that much, but they keep managing to get like such a strong emotional reaction. Like they're doing something right in like you know, not translating, but in
Conveying?
Yeah, in conveying the emotion to people that don't even like really know, maybe.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I thought, wow, she did a really good job with all these. Like it's not the type of music that I would pick to listen to, but I think it was just executed really well. I think the overall like feeling that you get throughout all 3 of them is really effective for what she probably wanted.
Yeah.
And I think that they were really visually interesting to watch and to listen to. They, you know, it was interesting to listen to them as well.
I agree. Okay, now let's move on to SUNMI. So she had a comeback after a long time, as well as some other groups. So it was like over a year since she's had a comeback, and so she has Stranger and then 2 other songs. One of them is kind of like a short intro song. So I will talk about it, and I'll say that I like it. I thought it was good. I think it's very SUNMI. Like the songs, like she made Stranger with like one other person, I think, and it definitely sounds like a SUNMI song. And so there are a lot of changes to this song, like, you know, aespa or Girls' Generation, you know, the songs that change a lot, and it's kind of like, wow, there's a lot of different sounds happening in this song. But I think it works. I think it's effective. I think that the music video is like perfectly unsettling. And it makes it extra effective for, like, you know, the spooky vibes, and the way that the song changes so much. It ties everything together for that, like, unsettling feeling, but it's done really well, so I enjoy it.
Art is subjective.
Oh no.
It's incredible to hear someone say those things about this because, like, it makes me understand, you know, like, I know you,
Right.
whatever your name is, I forgot.
Whoa, Willoughbie with an IE.
Willoughbie? I know you, Willoughbie, and so I know that you're a sane person, you know?
Thanks.
But then I hear you say something like what you just said, and it makes me understand that, oh, okay, so that's why this was made, you know? Some people do like this. But I'm just not one of those people. I historically have not liked SUNMI's content, and the way you put it, it's very SUNMI, is exactly the essence, you know. It's, some might say it's the problem.
Oh no.
I agree that it was very SUNMI, and that's, you know, for all intents and purposes, that's why I didn't like it.
Okay.
You say it had a lot of different parts. I would describe that as it seemed very disjointed. And you said it had like it was perfectly like disturbing.
Yeah, unsettling.
Unsettling. I would call that it had disturbing imagery in a way that it was funny because I felt so hypocritical as I was seeing the like creepy clown man and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I felt so hypocritical because I was like, I get such a kick out of doing that. Like, you know, I would like to make things that are like, oh, isn't this just so like, ugh, you know, like this is just gonna really like creep people out.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem to me like it was done in a fun way. Like, to me, it was just like, I hate looking at this. That's what I kept feeling like throughout the whole video. So some people are seeing it as like, ooh, it's so nice and unsettling. But to me, it was unsettling in a way that I wasn't enjoying looking at it. So that was the biggest part of it for me, is for some reason, this depiction of unsettling stuff was to the point where I wasn't having a positive, like, fun experience of being unsettled. It was too disturbing. It's not like I was scared, but it's just like, I don't enjoy this. It's yucky.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, you know, I know that she's talented and she definitely is good at getting her vision. You know, I saw that she had done so much of this. Like, she, you know, had produced and written and stuff like that. And she has a very strong vision, and she did a really good job depicting it. It's just, like I said, art is subjective, and so it just wasn't something that I enjoyed.
I will say, I wish that there was more being brought to the performances of it.
Oh.
Like, because compared to the music video, when there was so much going on, and for me it was working to create that whole vibe and experience, it just wasn't conveyed in the stages, so I felt like it was like not worth it to watch the stages.
Well, I clicked on one real quick because I wanted to see how the song sounded without the music video, because I didn't know how, like, if it would be pieced together a little bit more, a little more fluid. And she was, so I don't know if you've seen this one, but she was wearing red, and in the background there was a giant hulking man, like, you know, the man from the video. There was like a giant version of that man looming over the whole set. It was horrifying.
I don't remember if I think I've seen two.
Okay. Well, yeah, I didn't watch much of it but I was just like, wow, oh my god. Okay, so it's here too. So yeah, please everyone listen to what I'm saying, knowing that I'm not trying to say any of these people are bad or did a bad job. It's just not my taste.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about LIGHTSUM now, because they had a comeback after a long time too, over a year.
Who?
Whoa.
No, I don't mean to be rude to Lightsum. I'm just saying some people might be wondering, who is Lightsum? Because, yeah, that's how long it's been.
Right. So if you know nothing about LIGHTSUM, I'm going to tell you right now, they're under Cube. So that should say enough, right? Okay. So they had the Honey or Spice EP, and that's their title track as well. So they had the music video for that, and they've started their promo. Now, similarly to the SUNMI video, I thought LIGHTSUM's video was honestly unsettling. There were some elements like the pizza shop that I really just, like, this time it was unsettling, not in a way that was cohesive. Like I don't think it was cohesive unsettlingness. Like, I wasn't unsettled the entire time.
Right.
And like, I didn't like the vibe of the pizza place. Like, I liked the vibes that I was getting from SUNMI. But anyway, this, like, yeah, I really didn't like the pizza place vibe, although I thought it was unique for K-pop to see that type of aesthetic. Like that part specifically, not the rest of the video. The rest of the video had aesthetic that was very,
Lightsum,
yeah. Which is like kind of, no offense, but default aesthetic.
Right.
So yeah, like the video, not my thing. I think I only watched it once because I was like, this is just not something that I care for visually. With all the different things that were going on, I thought the sound of the song and the visuals of the music video were very NCT Dream hot sauce.
Oh. Okay.
Like, I was like, okay, so this is them doing hot sauce, because they have that part during the chorus, or maybe it's like, post-chorus, and it sounds just like, the same sort of vibe that they're doing in hot sauce. And they had the strong graphics in the video. NCT Dream hot sauce has that. But overall, I actually I know it might not sound like this is where I was headed, but I do like the song. I actually think I might like it more than their last song. And I thought their album was good too. I like the choreography. I don't know why sometimes they have backup dancers, but sometimes they don't. That's kind of weird. I think they
can't afford them for
do
the whole
fine
time
without them. Like, I don't really know why they are necessary. But I really like the choreography, and the song is pretty catchy.
Okay, so my only real exposure to Lightsum is their song Vanilla and like the music video that went with it. I don't know like anything else about them. But when I saw this, I thought, oh, okay, this looks like their music video for Vanilla. I'll start with the bad, much like Willoughbie did. I didn't like the part where they say honey. And I didn't like especially towards the end of the music video, it seemed like someone got a new effects pack for their editing software. Because there was like, everything was kind of like turning to be like they were painted, kind of. I kind of felt like Chuu's music video had that effect happening in part of it as well. And so I was like, okay, is this like a new effect that's been released or something that everyone wants to use? And I just felt like it was kind of weird. Like sort of a trend that I feel like I've been seeing as well is like lower quality music videos.
Yeah.
Like, I mean the actual like pixels. Because like, and they keep being not widescreen. Like, I think SUNMI's was not widescreen, and I think one of the other ones, I don't know if it was this one or if it was one of Chuu's, there was more than one video that I clicked on and I was like, oh, this is like a square. And I get that they're doing like retro vibes, but it just seems like everything was kind of like, people like to just make it look old and therefore not nice quality and therefore less good. So yeah, the music video, like, I didn't have any other problems with it besides that. Otherwise I just felt like it was like, okay, sure. But I did think that the song was pretty fun, pretty groovy. But I didn't really like the honey, like the chorus part. But
Yeah.
but it was boppy. I enjoyed listening to it.
Okay, so now it's time for NCT 127. They had a full album called Fact Check, and the music video and like title track is called Fact Check. That's where they're promoting. They have also been promoting the song Parade. So they're missing one of the members for the like stage performances and stuff. But I think everybody is in like the actual, album and song itself. So I will start by saying I like Fact Check. I do. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion. I feel like the way nobody's been screaming about it makes it like seem like, well, did people not like this one? Because I just feel like, everybody is always like, wow, this new NCT 127 song is the best song I've ever heard in my life. But for some perspective, I am actually a sticker enjoyer, and I am a Two Baddies enjoyer. I did not enjoy AO, which was their last comeback. But I, I'm not a fan of the aesthetics or the overall, NCT SM vibe of Fact Check, but I don't have any problems with the song. I will say, though, that I prefer Parade as far as watching performances, because I think their energy is a lot better. I don't really care about watching the performances of Fact Check at all, or the music video, but I do enjoy the song, and I thought their album was good as well. But yeah, so like No Tae Il, for the stages, I can't really honestly, like, I don't remember his parts. I can't honestly remember when he's supposed to show up. So even when I watch their performances, I'm not like, I don't really notice. That might be awful. But I mean, it's like their energy, I feel like I'm trying to say their energy, I feel, would be the same regardless. Like nobody's trying to make up for somebody not being there, but also it's not like somebody's not there. So what did you think?
So I like to have notes jotted down for some of these things when we go into it, because we're talking about a lot of groups. And the first one we started with, Just Be, I had no notes written down because I said to myself, I know everything I want to say. I've seen this so much and I like it so much. It's all in my head. I can just speak, because it's easy. I also have no notes written for this song, and it's not for the same reason. I've gotten to a point where like I don't know what to tell you guys. When it's NCT, I mean, if it's NCT Dream, then maybe we can put that into a different category. But otherwise, if it's NCT anything, I don't know what to tell you anymore. I don't like it, okay? I just don't like it. Some positives I can try to scrounge up here. I think that the members of NCT 127, the members of NCT 127, I think that they know how to sing and dance, and do their job. But really, if you take any element that was, an artistic choice that was being made, not like a skill, like if you take any, like the lyrics, the sound, the visuals, the editing of the music video, the set of like any other element, I don't like. And that shouldn't be shocking to anyone if you've been listening for a while. But if you're new here, I'm sorry. No hate on the thing that you like. It's just not what I like.
Okay. Yeah, I guess there's not much else to say about that. I yeah, I guess we should move on to 17. I will go ahead and go first. I'm just going to say everything, I thought. Okay?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So they had their 11th mini album, 17th Heaven, and the title track, God of Music. They had some unit songs on the album, which is fun when they do that. They were down a couple members. Everybody's in the music video, but not the performances, which is always unfortunate. Okay, so I really like it. I knew I was gonna like it when I saw the concept, and I was like, this looks like it's going to be Hello Future. It's totally not sound-wise like Hello Future, but like aesthetically, in terms of at least like the styling and the album art, I guess, is very Hello Future. As far as like the aesthetics of the music video, it reminds me of, BTS On mixed with Hello Future in some aspects. But I think it's really good because I like 17 and I like 17's music. So of course I'm gonna like it. I don't really have I have one thing that could be getting bad, which I'm pretty sure is what you are thinking, because I know you've said it, and it's a concern that you have, which is also a concern on my end, but I will explain that after.
Oh, okay.
So the song that they're promoting, God of Music, they haven't started the promo a whole lot yet. There haven't been that many stages, but there's been a couple. And personally, I thought the Inkigayo stage that they did was really cool. They've been performing, they've been performing with a live band. And, that's the thing. But the set design for this Inkigayo stage, I thought was really nice, and I thought their outfits were cool, and they did some like interesting camera work that made it seem like a stage performance from like a different gen. And the audience was also seated differently, allowing for like the members to have some interaction. Unfortunately, the bad part is that some of these things also made it borderline American talk show performance.
Exactly.
Which is the exact precise vibe that we want to avoid, but we've unfortunately been seeing more and more from specifically HYBE. So I know that's your concern, and I will throw it to you, but I'll just wrap up my thoughts before that by saying that overall, I think they're bringing some purpose to music show stages.
Oh, okay. A bold claim, but I see where you're going with this, maybe?
Yeah, I think that they know how to, I think they know how to put on a fun and engaging performance, and I feel like when they're performing, they're actually there in the moment when I watch their stages. It doesn't seem like they are just doing it to do it, or it doesn't seem like they're robotic. It seems like they're energetic and enjoying it and present. And it's the similar vibe to the world stages. It's very fun. It's got the same kind of band sound, and I think the dance practice for God of Music is really fun. It's cool how the choreography starts with everybody is like standing in the position of the 3 different teams.
Ooh.
So I thought that was cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed it overall.
Yeah, so I enjoyed the song. I think it sounds like a 17 song. I liked it. If I had never seen any visual elements attached to this, I don't think I would have had anything bad to say about it. But I have, and so we can't take that back. And yes, the majority of it is coming from a fear. A fear of the trends that I'm seeing. and the fear that it will turn into something worse, you know, and or that it will continue. Because if I had just seen this one instance of 17 performing this one song with the big band and the, dare I say, audience interaction, I might not have thought it was that bad. I would have thought, oh, look, it's different. You know, what they're doing is different.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw that stage performance, and
Not in Kigayo, correct?
I all I know is I saw them interacting with the
Okay.
audience, and so I'm thinking it must have been what you saw, unless they've done that more than once. When I saw that and I saw them reaching down to the people, I immediately was like, no, no, because that is not something that you would see at a music show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just isn't. And a band, a live band, maybe you would see, but this is a, like, it doesn't look like a Korean band. It looks like a international band. And so just that, when you put all the pieces together and you look at the history of not 17, but of another HYBE group, and then you see what has happened, you get scared that that's going to happen again. Because when I first saw BTS doing sorts of things like that, yes, okay, I'm bringing it straight up. When I saw BTS doing things like that, it was like, oh, wow, look at them doing this different thing. But it never stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point where their sound had completely changed to something that I wasn't looking for when I started liking K-pop and liking BTS.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, it's not that like, oh, they shouldn't do that or they can't do that or that's terrible. It's more so that I'm very scared about what that means, because, oh, now they're under HYBE just like BTS, and now every single time that HYBE makes anybody do a music video, it looks like a Temu commercial. Like, literally, okay, that's what I'm saying. The 17 music video for this song, it looked like a Temu commercial, okay? If you've seen the one ad with the girl in the orange dress and all of the people in the city, you know what I'm talking about. And that's it. And so I don't want my music videos to look like that, you know? But the song was great. And I think 17 is great at performing and they're great at singing. But I don't want everything they do to turn into that, especially if it's like because of HYBE and their like grand message that they want to send to the world that they are global. That's all I feel, you know. It's not a personal 17 thing. It's my problem that I keep having with HYBE. But you know, otherwise I feel like if they weren't trying to shove the fact that they're global down my throat constantly, mm-hmm. I wouldn't have had a problem with it.
I know, like, nobody is going to understand like the concerns, or like probably agree with where we're coming from, or where, you know, like what we're thinking, because, you know, that's been a thing that I've seen come up in regards to BTS, and like one person like was talking about that.
One person sounded like we sound.
Yeah, but then, like, you know, the extreme overwhelming majority seems to completely just not like mind. So if you don't mind American talk shows, American performances, if you don't mind seeing K-pop idols solely promote on, like, you know, a late night show, and so you're met with, like, instead of, you know, the shots of the choreography, shots of the audience instead,
right,
then that's fine. You can go ahead and like that. You can enjoy that. It's just we didn't like K-pop. We didn't find music shows interesting because of that. Those kinds of things weren't happening, so it was different from what we were used to seeing, and it made it interesting.
Yeah, there was a lot of reasons that I was liking watching K-pop content, because it was different than something I could find anywhere else. And so if, like we're seeing with this music stage, groups are going to feel as if they can just sort of change it and force it into being something that I was seeing before that I didn't like, instead of the thing that I was seeing that I did like. It's like, no, don't start that trend, you know? Like, I want them to be like, 17 could go on the other people's shows and do that. They don't have to go on music shows and do that. Music shows, I feel like, should stay music shows the way that they are, because like that's where you get that type of content. It's like each place gives you a specific type of content, and I feel like that's okay. And like, because 17, they've had the best all English song that I've ever heard. Darling was all English, and it's not like, oh, don't make English songs, don't do this. I just don't like it.
We're not saying that at all.
We're not saying those types of things. I love Darling. It's a fantastically amazing song, and it's all English, but it sounds still like 17's music, and this song as well still sounds like 17's music. So for that, I still have that comfort. But I first heard BTS doing songs that were like all English, and it was fun and great, but it didn't exactly sound like the same sound, or it didn't have the same intricacies that a lot of BTS music had previously, and I just feel like they didn't ever really truly go back to that so far. So that's what concerns me. So yeah, I understand that some people's mindset is just sort of at that point they would like to probably say like, well, they're bigger than K-pop. Like when changes like that happen, it's like, who even cares if it even feels like K-pop anymore, because they would just think that that's like an accomplishment, that they've gone bigger than that. But I don't feel like it should be like a bigger than thing. And so I don't feel that way, and I just feel like I liked K-pop and those certain groups for certain reasons, and if it veers too far from that and it's not to my taste anymore, I'm going to, just be comfortable in saying that that's why I sort of stopped liking it a little bit, because it's not my taste.
And, to say like international, like that whole wanting to be global thing, that's not entirely the problem either, because, these groups make great Japanese releases.
Yeah.
They've had all English releases that are perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's just when every element piled on is specifically leaning towards something that we don't prefer, and it's not the way that we prefer to consume these performances and content, that's just what makes it not our taste.
Exactly. Like DNA went global, and it didn't have any like catering to a certain sort of vibe at all. Right. It was just a K-pop song that went global. It didn't have to be like, oh, so we want to show people that it's global. So yeah.
Now let's talk about SSERAFIM's release of Perfect Night, which was like an Overwatch collab sort of thing, and it's all English, but they're treating it like a regular sort of title track. They've done some stages and a studio tune.
See, once again, all English, and I didn't even really notice it was all English. I think at one point it crossed my mind to be like, oh wait, is this an English song? But then I completely forgot about that. So yeah, even though I've just said, oh, I didn't even notice it was all English, so like it's not that the fact that English songs matter. I also am saying that I don't like it. But that's more because of the genre that it is, and especially the styling and the dance and the sound right when it starts feels a lot like a different girl group to me that I don't like the song and the styling and the sound of. And it seems, in general, what I'm getting from SSERAFIM lately, dare I say, it feels like it's getting dumbed down. I really liked Fearless and Anti-Fragile. Those songs to me seemed really strong, really like tough and really like these, you know, they could have been baddies. But now I feel like progressively I've been feeling like their content, their song releases have been getting more dumbed down with the dancing and just with the vibes. Like it just feels more like softer in some way, like not as like, you know, fearless. And I'm not a fan. But I think LIGHTSUM has done some really cool stuff, and I really want to see them make stuff that I like. Like I feel like I could really like them as a group. But if they keep going this direction, I'm not liking the direction it's going. Like once again, their styling, it's like even more of what I said I was seeing from IVE, of like the chintzy vibe. So I'm not, this one isn't for me.
I didn't really have any problems with it. Overall, I enjoyed the song. I don't really know that the like performances of it are giving enough to like, you know, want to stay tuned for the whole thing or like to catch every stage performance of it. Especially because, you know, they have a member missing for like, you know, a lot of the performances as well. So it just, you know, it's not that kind of song for me. The styling does, I see the influences of the other group you're referring to, but I think it has like a ballet aspect to it, which I enjoy. And like I like the pastel colors to it. The stage performances I have seen have, which, you know, it's weird because it's like completely opposite of the Overwatch vibe and completely opposite of like the way that they're styled in the studio Chuu. But like the stages I've seen, the set design and with like the way the song sounds remind me of SES, like the old 90s like Kpop, so kind of like dreamlike. And I like that vibe. I think it is cool. So yeah, overall it's just like, I didn't like the music video as far as like the Overwatch characters being there. I don't have a problem with Overwatch. I didn't really like to see the characters in the LIGHTSUM music video, but I did like how their music video was like the Fearless music video. I thought that was cool. How they like, you know, made it just like that.
I would have to rewatch both of them probably because I didn't get what you were saying about that. But like, I guess I like my memory can kind of get it, but at the same time I didn't really get it. But also, yeah, I just, if anyone is trying to like, don't try, I mean, try and waste your time, but don't try to educate me on how like, oh, it's not dumbed down and then list a whole bunch of reasons and be like, because like, it's just, I'm not saying, you know, like literally like look at the number of notes and like look at the, I'm saying I just, when I watch it, that's what I feel about it. Okay. It's once again, it's a feeling thing. It's not a, I keep wanting to say statistical thing, like the statistics of it, but that's probably not the right word. But technical, it's not. Yeah, I'm not talking about technical aspects. I'm just talking once again about the.
It all comes down to preferences.
Yeah, the preference of the like the art style of the whole piece. You know, it's just it's simpler, feeling wise for me than I seeing with their other stuff, and so you can't convince me otherwise. It's my feeling.
Okay, well. Last, but certainly not least, we are talking about our last October Kpop comeback for today, and that is Taemin. We're talking about Taemin's comeback. Is everybody ready?
No one is ready. Well, no, I think Taemin fans are ready, probably.
Okay, so this is his first comeback after the military, just like ONF. And he released,
like ONF. these two comebacks, they're so similar. Like the juxtaposition of after the military comebacks. Wow.
Yeah, so this is Taemin's fourth mini album, Guilty. That's the name of the title track as well, and he released the music video. We like haven't seen anything else other than the music video or like, you know, I had a chance to listen to the album, but he didn't go on any stages or anything like that yet. What did you think about the music video?
Oh, okay. We're going to start with me, so there's a slightly more positive ending to the video, I suppose. Okay. Much like SUNMI, you could just probably replay what I said for SUNMI for this part, and we're done. But much like SUNMI, I see his talent, I see his vision, I see all of that, but it is so very much not for me. And there was disturbing imagery, okay? Like, even more so. The leg gouge was when it took it too far for me, because it's like the VIX music videos. Like, if I'm watching a music video, I don't want to see that. Like, I'll see that if I'm watching like a horror film, and still then I'll be like, do they really need to go that far? Like, it's just not enjoyable to me to see such things that I'm like, you know? And so, but I get that it's very like, it makes a stronger picture and a stronger, like, there's more depth to it, maybe, if you're like, you go that far with the imagery. But yeah, and that's what Taemin likes to do. He likes to really like go deep with the imagery in his music videos. I see that. I can respect that, you know. I know, wow, okay, like, I'd rather have someone have a really strong and well executed artistic vision than to have a generic music video that's like anything else. But I would maybe rather watch the generic music video if the imagery is an image that I don't like to see. So yeah, I once again, like, respect, but like, I will respectfully not watch it.
What about the actual song?
The song, I mean, it's just like the other Taemin songs. Yeah, actually, like, I feel like Taemin songs are very catchy if I just think about the song. Like, Criminal, Advice, Move, they all have like a catchy chorus and beat to them, even though it's not the genre that I go for. But then the music videos and or like the dance style I also don't really like. But once again, that's just a personal preference thing. So those things make me think that I don't like it, but I think actually if I think about the songs, they're not bad beat wise.
Okay. You already knew that I was going to like this one. And so I like this one. I like this comeback. I was waiting for his comeback. And, you know, I'm not surprised that it's something I enjoy because it is very Taemin. And, like, I like the album a lot too that he released. I think there's a lot of good songs on there. I really like Blue after like the first 2 listens of the album. That one is like, you know, one of my top. But about Guilty, you talked about his talent and his vision, and I'm like, yeah, like, I was right there with him the whole time. I'm like, they painted such a clear picture with this that, like, I was following along and the message was conveyed, and I thought it was really interesting, and I, you know, I'm excited to see the choreography in full, and yeah, I enjoyed it overall.
That's interesting because I didn't follow along with it at all. So I thought that I was going to, but then it was like, I didn't get it anymore.
Well, that's it.
I would say I hope you enjoyed us talking about all of these comebacks, but you probably enjoyed Willoughbie talking about these and you were just upset by everything that I said, but I did my best.
I thought that there were a lot of, you know, enjoyable moments about the comebacks. You know, what can I say? I thought they were good overall.
And if you also thought they were good, let us know in the comments below.
Exactly. Leave a comment and share your favorite October K-pop comeback. And if you enjoyed what we had to say, you can like this video on YouTube and subscribe to the BlushCat channel and turn on notifications. If you're listening on Spotify but haven't followed BlushCat, be sure to do that. And you can also rate the BlushCat podcast if you didn't know. So be sure to, be honest, rate accordingly. I'm not going to ask you to give us like 5 stars if you thought it was a 1. But if, you thought it was a 1, you could just not rate it.
That's true.
And similarly, if you are listening on YouTube and you didn't enjoy what we had to say, really consider everything that we said. Maybe go away from this episode for a little while. Think about the things we said. Think about your own opinions. Go check out some of the stuff you didn't get a chance to. And then, come back, listen again, and, then make your decision as to whether you're going to dislike the video and leave us a hate comment, or whether you're going to like it and leave us, your favorite comeback.
Yeah, we were just being honest, and we could have just lied to everyone and just said a whole bunch of great stuff about all these, but then it would be the same as any other podcast that anyone listens to, and it wouldn't be our personal opinions. So we have to be honest.
Right. So please spread some kindness if you so desire to spread any sort of words. I hope that you enjoyed it. We will, keep doing the comeback episodes when more comebacks happen. We've got a lot of comebacks happening in November, so you can look forward to that.
Thank you so much for listening.
This has been Willoughbie
and me. Bye.
Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.